you start hearing the repetition of that and you start droning it out. It kind of just falls to the wayside. And then it kind of brings you back in when the notes change slightly, ever so slightly, and you might miss it completely. I almost did, but they're a little different here. And I like that just songwriting device. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Low End University. This is another bonus episode where I'm going to do a random drawing from all the song requests I received last month over on Patreon. No research, no edits, going in completely blind and cold. So here's a spreadsheet of all requests we received. Looks like we had 146. Let's go to our random number generator, 1 through 146, and whatever's on line 105 is what I'm hearing today. Let's go down there and see what that is. 105 is Thrice, So Strange I Remember You by Courtney. 8 votes. Thanks for your request. Was not voted very high, but that's why we do these. Everyone gets a chance. So Thrice, So Strange I Remember You. Let's check it out. So Strange I Remember You. Okay. I've done a Thrice song on the channel that was for Stare at the Sun. That's really the only song I've heard by them, but I really loved what I heard, so let's jump into it. That almost sounded like bass, is it? Guitar. But pretty setup. Wow. Whoa. Okay. I just want to talk about the beautiful chord setups happening here. Lots of 9s, and those are just such beautiful chords. Some of my favorite of all time. A 9 is basically when you take the second degree of a scale. So if we're in, let's say D flat, which is here where we are, you would take the second note and put it up an octave, and then it kind of clashes with the octave. So if I'm in B flat, you kind of go from just a power chord. If you make that top note up a whole step, but keep the 1 and the 5 the same, you get that really nice chord. And if you take that top note and just put it up one more half step, but leave the other 2 notes the same, you get a really nice minor 9 there. You can just keep walking that melody. But this was chock full of that. I heard like a real nice F. Stretches are hard on bass. Anyway, love the setup. It just paints a really good picture tonally for what's to come. Go into this where it kicked in again, and that definitely jump scared the hell out of me. Especially after how pretty and captivating that was. Yeah. Woo. I think that was a production trick. Listen how kind of quiet the hi-hat was in comparison to both the snare hit and the volume of the full band. The quieter hi-hat almost made me think it was going to go a different direction. Just got to point this out. Kind of quiet. That was intentional. I like it. Nice little tense shift there. Only a couple notes change in that guitar lead over here on the left channel. I guess that's right for you, wherever you're watching. But okay, you know, we did Thrice a while back, Stare at the Sun. I think that's from the artist in the ambulance. Or is it the ambulance? Oh, crap, I forget. Loved what I heard. My first comment was they reminded me of all the things I loved about a band called Mute Math, which I've been meaning to do them here on the channel. Great vocals, perfect vocal sound, creative guitar layering, the great bass lines, great production. I mean, it just was everything I liked about a band like Mute Math. So they kind of reminded me of that, and I want to hear more. I've been meaning to circle back to them. So random number generator gods, you have blessed me today. This is great. The only thing that's tough about their songs is the last one was tuned down to drop C, I believe, or maybe even C standard. This sounds like it's in D flat, but I'll try to follow along. I can hear the bass grinding through with a real nice saturated sound. Believe it's used, he's using a pick. Bassist name is Eddie, I believe. Loving what I'm hearing so far. Let me go back here and go into this sort of tonal change. Got a little dark there for a second. Liked it. Yeah. Kind of outlining C minor there, which is interesting if that's going over some of these F and D flat. So a lot of little interesting intervals happening there. They're going by very quickly, but I just like where this guitar lead is sitting in the chord progression. Yeah, a little weird there. Guitar leads changed slightly. I love things like that because what happens here when you get used to, I'm 99% sure that's right, sounded right, you start hearing the repetition of that and you start droning it out. It kind of just falls to the wayside. And then it kind of brings you back in when the notes change slightly, ever so slightly, and you might miss it completely. I almost did, but they're a little different here. And I like that just songwriting device there. Like that lead really serves a purpose to kind of glue things together, some of the chords and such, but it's still sitting at a really unique place in the chord progression, if I'm hearing that right. Chord progression is largely down here in, I'm going to say D flat, F, E flat, A flat. So I would kind of put it in, I think it's in D flat. If that's D flat Lydian, then that would make it an A flat. A flat sounds right, because after this kind of tense lead here, I'll go back and start there. And went back into A flat. So I think that's right. Very faint vocal track. Missed that the last time. A cool layer. Kind of like the megaphone, but 100 yards away. Love all this. Okay. Okay, I think that's a real cool pivot there. I was going to say before this slight shift in tonality that I really liked, I love the effect and kind of approach, both in the vocal production there, but just its utility in the song. Like we have this real upfront lead vocal here in the chorus. And when it stops, you're kind of just still longing for a bit of that melody, but it's kind of like way in the back of your mind, if you will. And then it almost came in with this harsh vocal layered with this really reverbed, distant sounding vocal track. It's like it's intense but far away. Kind of like a dream. That's how it comes across to me. And then this pivot here musically, I don't know what they did. They went up to F sharp and outlined that, which we haven't heard that chord yet, but it was kind of a half step away from where we've been. I just want to hear it again. I really liked it. Yeah, this part. It's kind of like over here. See what happened here. Went up to F sharp minor, which has the A in there, and the A rubs against everything in this scale we've been in. So, down one half step, back to so some sort of smooth, is that a minor 4? That might have just been a minor 4, which I talk about a lot. It just wasn't really presented in the usual way. Clever if that's it, I like it. Let's write out the rest of the song. Loving this. Okay. Dreamy. A real wide interval bass kind of fill there, if I heard that right. Punchy, sound like, really aggressively played. Ooh. Wow, that's kind of tricky. No idea. It's kind of buried. I don't want to sit on here forever, but like how it brings it in. Not your typical just, bass fill. Something here. Kind of leaning into those new sounds we've heard. I'm hearing a lot of the A natural being left in there, which is that F sharp minor. Yeah, that's just got to be a minor 4 because what they did is this move. Okay, I haven't heard a minor 4 done quite like that. I really like the effect that has. It kind of was sneaky. I think the bass is leaning into it here. There's that sound again. I'm noticing this chord progression here at the end is a variation on what I guess the chorus has been the rest of the song, but this is exactly what they did, I believe, in Stare at the Sun. Same 4 chords, and I even remember kind of talking about this. That wasn't too long ago. They take a chord progression, and then at the very end, they reprise it, if you will, and just change the order of them a bit. So it's the same chord, it's the same tonality, but just a different spin on it. And it's effective because for a second I'm like, it's the same thing we've heard, but it's slightly ordered differently, I believe. And then they kind of, I think, are ending the song with that tense sound. I don't know if it's diminished or just going up a half step, but they brought it back. So let's ride it out. This has been fun. Okay. One more time on that end. Ooh, E natural. Cool. That's subtle, but okay. Thrice. I already forgot the song title. So Strange I Remember You. Well, shout out to Courtney over on Patreon for sending this one in. 8 other people agreed with you, but it didn't make the top cut. So I love doing these random drawing episodes. They're a lot of fun to just go in and have no idea what I'm hearing. It can make it challenging too, but Thrice is a band I have done on the channel, so I'm glad to circle back to them. I've been meaning to do that. I've put the Artist in the Ambulance on polls over there for full albums, and it's lost both times, so it might be a band I just go listen to on my own. Totally okay with that. I can't save everything for the channel. But it's a band, once again, I've liked so many other bands like Thrice, probably really close, one block away, as I say, but I've missed them. And this had all of those elements. Great cerebral subtleties with the songwriting, smooth shifts, using tension just like a spice selectively. I love those kind of odd chord choices. The bass had a great tone, had some great fills, and really glued it all together. But this is a band that's just about the song. No one really stands out too much. And I like a lot of bands like that where the whole song is the standout moment. Nobody's really pulling your attention. But that's been Thrice. So Strange I Remember You. I believe that's the full song title. And if you want to support the channel further, please come find us over on Patreon. I do full album breakdowns and analysis each month. I have lessons, music theory lessons, if you want to learn a bit more about all this stuff I'm talking about. And if you enjoyed this, please make sure you're subscribed. I love you all, and we will see you in the next one.